Hello and welcome to the Ariel Saturday podcast, a brand new video on the YouTube channel this week, where we're going to give our thoughts on, as you can see, the horror show that was in Belgium against Union in the first leg of the Champions League qualifiers. I don't think any is expected it to be that bad, but it has to be talked about. It has to be. We have to give our opinions on it. It's been burning away for what, day two there, and it's still not getting any better. So we'll talk about that, and then the big reaction that's going to be needed against Kilmarnock in the league, your bread and butter. Back to that on Saturday, first home game at Ibrox, and one we're going to have to look out and put a better performance in an attacking sense anyway, and just look more like a team. So we'll talk about team predictions and stuff for that game going into it. But if you could like, subscribe, share for us, as always, very appreciated. And we'll move on to first, obviously, the game on Tuesday. Where do you start on this?
I don't know where you start because Rangers didn't come out at all, really, did they? Shocking, just all round shocking. Players that me and you have praised, do you know what I mean? Just didn't have a good game at all. Tavernier, man in the picture there, I thought he was shocking. I just all round, everybody was shocking, really, man. Nobody did anything. It was just, it's a disaster. It's one just really stung by again. Do you know what I mean? It seems like we're potentially going to miss out on the Champions League again this season. It was going to be difficult if we had gone through either way, playing either PSV or Monaco. Difficult ties for us. This is where, you know what I mean, personally, me, didn't know anything about this team. I thought, right, surely we can do the business here. I think we've got enough, we can do the business. And then just team didn't turn up on the park. What did I say to you before the start of the game? They're going to target the left side of that defence. It's the weakest side of it. And they did that. The goal itself is really poor. There's a number of errors in it. My boy Sands gets megged. He gets the ball through his legs. I think Jack needs to do better, but obviously Barisic gets the ball out and the guy has a dig. I think McLaughlin, somebody we've been saying to be the number one this season, has to do so much better with that. And I'm not for what a lot of people I'm seeing are saying, Chuck McGregor back in. McLaughlin made a couple of big saves in this game and all, by the way. I'm just saying, obviously, apart from that goal and the penalty, McLaughlin made some big saves for defensive errors that his team had obviously let in. But just all round, mate, wasn't good enough at all. As you said to us, mate, we don't turn up in the first half at all. What is the point in watching? Honestly, for the first half of a Rangers game, you could go and, do you know what I mean, go and play Ultimate Team. You could go and maybe get a wee workout in, a good wee gym sesh, maybe take your dog for a walk. Some people like to take their cats for a walk, so they could have done that. And then watch the second half, because that only seems to be when we turn up. But no, even in this game, we didn't turn up at all. Just all over, mate. It wasn't good enough at all for me. And I don't think pinning the blame on Cholak, on individual players is the answer here. The full team wasn't good enough at all. The substitutions for Giovanni weren't quick enough for me and weren't good enough at all. I mean, Scott Wright came on and I remember the run he had, and then he sort of just gives up. I've noticed that quite a lot with Scott Wright. He'll have a brilliant run and then he'll just go, oh wait, what am I actually doing? And then he'll just give up the ball. But all over for me, mate. The team wasn't. I felt sorry for having to bring the two new lads on to make their debut in that, because that's such a negative situation for them to come into and be involved. But I mean, the guy on the picture there with Tavernier, I thought he was their best player. Is that their left back? He was causing a lot of problems. But overall, for me, I mean, with the penalty situation as well, Goldson, I don't know why he's got his hand there. I really don't know why he's got his hand there. I know it bounces off of Davis. And then
for me, actually, looking back at it, I think it's one of the worst penalty decisions I've ever seen.
It's disgusting. It's what I'm on about here with VAR. It feels like it only favours certain teams in certain situations. But that, to me, I mean, it's got to be looked at. It wasn't a clear on penalty. I mean, if Davies is not there, Connor's got his hand out. It's a clear one there.
It's for the fact that it hits off Davies, then hits off Goldson. It's not as if it's hit off Goldson straight away. The player has actually deflected it onto his hand, so I just don't see how that could ever been given as a penalty. Obviously, he's handballed it, but it's not deliberate. It's not. He's not made any attempt. His hand's there, but
still, for me, I still question Connor Goldson. I know he won't like that, but we're not on Twitter. We're doing a podcast, so we can question the players there. Why have you get your hands out like that anyway? That's a question I'd be asking him. Hands behind the back. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
I'm not blaming Connor Goldson for the whole penalty thing, to be honest with you. I personally just think it's an awful decision.
Why have you got his hands like that? Do you know what I mean? You should know. Why are you putting your... they're going to get it.
Obviously, you're going to be open to it. I get that, but I think it's just a poor decision in VAR's sense, to be honest with you. Because what's he meant to do? Like his natural bodily movements when you're maybe going in for a ball like that, like it happens. But I just don't feel that we could have been punished because we're now going to go into this tie next week at Ibrox and be with a mountain to climb with a penalty that wasn't even a penalty. To be honest with you, so. I all night just looked devoid of any ideas going forward. Looked very nervous on the ball. Didn't really play any passes forward. Didn't create anything. Didn't look comfortable. Didn't look settled in the game at all. We started off the first 5 minutes with purpose. Looked decent enough, but after that it was just back to old ways. All downhill. They get their first or second break up the pitch and score. McLaughlin, of course, should be saving that. The defensive errors up into it is just again laughable for Barisic and co at the back there. Very, very poor defending. But then after that, to not even get a kick up the arse or anything to go and get back into the game, like just for me, I have to question what actually is going on at the moment because we were lucky against Livingston. Like we really were lucky to go and win that game against Livingston. We didn't play well really at all. And now again, Tuesday, we just didn't play well again. I wonder what's happened so far. It seems like a total repeat of last season. Just didn't start the season well, and we're in the same position where we're needing to go to Ibrox and go through in a qualifier, which I don't really see this team scoring 3 goals, to be honest with you. And I feel sorry for some of the players, as I'll show you on the screen. Obviously, that's the team that started the game. I feel sorry for people at Tillman who obviously did try, but just, I mean, the midfield was just laughable. It just wasn't. You weren't getting him any passes or any movements or anything to get a team moving forward. Like Kamara, absolutely, maybe one of the worst games he's ever played.
Absolute dog meat he was. And listen, something that obviously Zach, who's been on the podcast, was saying all night long, how long he holds the ball on. That's something I've noticed with Kamara since he's been at Rangers. It's how long it takes him to make that quick pass. Ryan Jack, I think that's one of his worst games I've ever seen him play, man. I thought Ryan Jack was dog meat, but all 3 of them in the middle part were dog meat. As you say, feel sorry for Tillmans because he was really one of them only trying to link up, try and play a pass, but our midfield was gammon, man.
Ryan Jack, that's probably John Lundstrom as well, to be honest with you. He had a very, very poor performance, which is unlike him. Because even at the weekend when we played poor, I thought overall throughout the 90 minutes, I think he stood out and drove us forward and was decent. Whereas Tuesday's game, I don't think he was anywhere to be seen. Rabbi Matondo on the right-hand side just get bullied out the game. But then he didn't receive anything to really go and chase or anything. He was just bullied by the defenders. And he get no help for his teammates to build anything, which is the story of the night, to be honest with you. Tavernier again, poor. Barisic, just rip his contract up and out, to be honest with you. I hope he just takes a spell on the bench and Yilmaz can come in and that's the left back now because there's no way Barisic gets anywhere near the youth team the way he's playing, to be honest with you. Sands, I thought, was unfortunate to find himself in probably the worst defensive display that we've done. Which is unfortunate. A couple of times he maybe was lucky to stay on the pitch with that tackle early on the second half. But
that's where I thought it was really bad for Gio to keep him on the park because I thought after that yellow, I think did they not have another one where you're like, right, come on, make the change. Personally, for me, but listen, his confidence must have went downhill when he realised who's his left back there. Do you know what I mean? Because as we're saying with there, do you know what I mean? As I've said all the time, nobody in that team trusts Barisic with the ball.
No.
Honestly.
As you can see for the graphic I've pulled up off Twitter, credit to Craig Vickers for posting this one up. I thought it was very interesting to see how many passes go down the right-hand side and how many go down the left-hand side. And just look at the natural positions each player. You've got Kamara 18, Jack 18, sitting around about the same area. We're nowhere to be seen. Lundstrom, looking at the graphic as well, we're playing more like a 5 at the back. Why are we playing a 5 at the back when we're going to meant and dominate a team?
That's the game, mate, was we showed them too much respect. We never went and played our game. We never just went for it. I thought we just too much respect. And you look at that graph, man, it's shocking. Somebody needs to be in there commanding the ball. As I said to you, if you could imagine he was playing there, Hadji would have been such a difference maker, looking to make the runs and get involved and try and break the defense.
That's probably something we do actually need looking at it. Like, for me personally, I never actually said anything because right, season starting, we've got new faces in. looking forward to it. It feels like we've filled out every position, whereas looking at the first two games, I really think we do need more.
We need more.
But we need an attacking, creative midfielder as well as Tillman. I think Tillman's position will be in the middle of the park. Obviously, he was unfortunate to get pushed out left when Ryan Kent's there, but obviously when Kent's there, he'll be elsewhere. But I think we need someone else. They can bring the ball out and create stuff like Yanis Hadji would do, like maybe an Alex Lowry, somebody that's positive in the ball. I think we've needed that. Left backs, obviously, at the moment, Yilmaz, looking forward to seeing him hopefully start the game and Saturday looked full of energy, even getting brung on in a situation like that. He was trying to go forward, he was trying to do stuff, so promising, even if it only was for 20 minutes. But apart from that, there's not really anything you just sort of file this one under, just never see again, because it was that bad. We leave ourselves with a massive task next Tuesday to go and get into Champions League football, which at the moment looks unlikely. I don't think there's any sort of positivity about the club at the moment, which there should be at the start of a season, but it's unfortunate the way it's went. And just to actually mention as well, Antonio Cholak up front, who we didn't touch on there, but I see a lot of criticism coming under his name, leading the line over the past, near enough every game he's had to play, because we've not had anybody else available, and it's not worked out for him just yet in front of goal. But I find it very harsh to blame just him, solely him, for what's going on the other day. I mean, he tries to come and receive the ball deep. He's trying to link the play, but if you're not getting anybody else help out you, what's he meant to do? No decent service into the box. I mean, how many times did we count watching that game that Tavernier, if when he hit a cross, was going to either hit the first post or go straight into the goalie's hands? Like, the service is poor. He was really the only one that created one decent chance where he fizzed it right by the goal line, and I just feel that he's getting a lot of hard criticism because we watched Cedric Itten. Everybody thinks this is some sort of Itten replacement. It's not the same guy. It's a different player. You can clearly see he's got a bit more about him. Just give him time, and I think he'll lead the line fine when we need him to. Like, the guy's been asked to play 90 minutes without anybody else coming on. Like, no rotation. He's been asked to play that straight for the get-go. It's a new club for him. And I feel like we're being a bit harsh on him. Although of course, you won't go for your striker, but I believe it will come just with more time. Like, we're playing awful football now. I think when we actually start to provide for the guy and we play better as a team, I mean, I think the goals will come.
I would hope the goals would come, mate. I'm not going to be harsh on him at all, as I say. I think it's very unfair for people to jump on his back and maybe look to make him the scapegoat or whatever for that performance. I don't think you can solely blame him. As I said, mate, the team altogether were just absolute dug meat, man. They were gammon. And I think he'll be decent enough. I think there's a decent striker in there. Though I don't think, like, if we'd paid 3 odd million for him, I'm hoping he does more. The money we paid for him, like, fair play. If he's going to be second, maybe third choice, fair play. But really, it all comes down to that we do really need another striker that can offer us a lot more. The same way try and do what Morelos does, really, which is impossible. Obviously, for somebody like Cholak to play different players, different games. But you know what I mean? We need that kind of strike. We need another striker like that in as well. And that's where I'm looking at all those frauds, if I can borrow that word, sitting up, watching the game that are all on the board and thinking to myself, come on, just give another big signing in the up front area. Do you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he could do it. I'm not going to sit there and be harsh on this guy. As I say, mate, it's a new club, it's a new hingy for him. Still going to take him time to maybe figure out certain players' games and what have you, what he's been asked to do. But no, I'm not going to solely blame him. I've seen ex-Rangers players and all having a go at him, saying that he's a waste of space or whatever. Like, it's completely not unfair on the guy, sorry, to say that. It's just 2 games into the season, we're already throwing the toys out the pram with a striker. I just wish my boy Kilmarnock was fit all the time, but I know the situation with him. But I just really think, come on, man.
I think that's more an annoying thing now when you look at it, because I like Kilmarnock as well, but if you knew Roof, Morelos weren't going to be fit in time, you bought a striker, obviously. Why didn't we bring somebody else in as well?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, Roof's not going to be a fit till like October or something. Why not bring somebody else in? Like, if you want to keep Roof, fine, but this guy's been asked to do everything himself. Like,
Well, that's what.
we're
Well, I'm on
obviously
about it.
banking on Morelos being back. Like, Morelos isn't going to come back and start next week either. Morelos will be lucky to be on the bench. He's not played since Dundee like 4 months ago.
I
Like,
don't want to rush him back at all because listen, there's more. There's obviously how important the game is and what everything goes with, but Morelos is crucial for the remainder of the season. I would hate to rush him back and then he picks up a knock in this game. Do you know what I mean? But just for me, I mean, we sat there, we made a list of forwards that we liked and thought maybe the club should go and get young, hungry strikers. I just think, why not go and bring one of them in and then it's good competition for Morelos? You know what I mean? Because as we say, Kimar's injury prone. Cholak, he's been probably brought in to look at to go probably third choice, second choice. And Morelos is the number one, so why not bring somebody else in to compete with him there? But I guess that's a different story for a different day, really, innit? But overall, mate, I just didn't think we played well enough. I just
nah, it'll
absolutely
need to be a lot
abysmal,
better
man.
at Ibrox, and
And I think,
we'll
listen,
need to do more business. I think as well. I think that's what I took for the game.
I also think it was a bit unfair on Lawrence not to maybe get a shout to start as well. I thought that was a bit unfair. I thought he did no bad. Livingston, at least he kept his head up and was looking to have a shot and looked to play people in. But I just, when you look at some of the squad, mate, I'm thinking to myself, are we really ready for the Champions League? Because personally, me, I really don't think we're ready for the Champions League. If we can't get the job done against teams like this, how are we going to get the job done against a tricky, maybe away tie in Turkey or, do you know what I mean?
That's what you're going to need to look at it. If we can't beat teams like this, I think
Yeah, again,
it's a
it's
sign.
up to us as the fans. Yet again, on next Tuesday, it's up to the Rangers fans. Do you know what I mean? To get behind this team and make sure they do the business. Which, do you know what I mean?
I just hope we get it right as well. I
Right,
just hope
aye,
that it all goes to plan. Like, next week, obviously, we'll talk about it next week as well when we preview the game. But all you need an early goal. We've done it so many times when we've went to
these are
Ibrox
the
in these
games I think we
European
thrive
games.
in. But see, when it's against us, these are the games I think when we know we have to go out and win. These are the games I think we thrive in. When we're like, right, cool.
I think like similar to the Malmo game, we struggle being like the favourite. Like, we were going
Aye,
out there and we should have bet them, right? Whereas now we're going back to Ibrox, and it wouldn't surprise me if we go and overturn it because we're now
aye,
the underdog in the tie. It's just similar with that Europa League run. Like, every single game we went into, we were the underdog and we overcame that. I just don't feel that this team for the past couple of seasons has been ready, especially with the league as well. We were the champions, we were on top, and we didn't settle well with being the team to beat. So they've got a lot to overcome. I think the manager's got a lot to answer for as well for the whole plan. I know he set out a plan and it didn't work, but he took far too long to change it. I don't think his
yeah.
subs were right,
But
and
that's one thing I'm always thinking with you is it takes them too long to change it, brother. Change it straight away. Do you know what I mean? I knew straight away with how the first half went. The three I'm bringing off and the three I'm bringing on. Do you know what I mean? But no, definitely a lot to be done next Tuesday, man.
no, definitely. And then we move on to the Kilmarnock on the Saturday. Then, as said, we need a big reaction for that. We need to go into the Tuesday's game with a lot of confidence. We need to go and hopefully not be 1-0 down and have to chase a game back again like we always seem to have to do. And hopefully we play good for the 90 minutes. The team I've put together for this one, McLaughlin, whose name's been cut off, I've stuck him in goal still because I think you need to, if you're having your guys your number one, you're going to need to stick by him. There's no point in chopping and changing. The back five needs to really be settled. To be honest with you, there's been
Mm.
too much ins and outs. Goldson, Tab, obviously. Davies and Yilmaz, I think, will make their full debuts. I think that's certainly happening. I feel sorry for Sands, to be honest with you, but I think the two of them come in. We've bought them for big money for a reason. I've
Aye.
put Stephen Davis in there as just like a wild card option. I think Ryan Jack and Kamara were absolutely shocking. Um, that game, they deserve to be put out of the team, to be honest with you. Davis is a guy who maybe would have been my choice for a substitution. Davis or Arfield to come on and just rally the troops a wee bit and just be more comfortable in the possession. I think that would have been the better way to go on Tuesday. So Davis for me, next to Lundstrom, I think he'll be fine. Ryan Kent obviously is a big question mark over if he'll be fit. Hopefully he will be because, I mean, we're a shadow of a team without him. Tillman, I think he done enough, to be honest with you. He still feature, looks positive enough. Matondo, I feel, was unlucky. We've seen what he can do in pre-season, so hopefully he can take us into a game at Ibrox, and then it'll have to be Cholak up front. We'll see what's going to happen in terms of injuries with Morelos and Kent. probably tomorrow in the press conference with the manager. So we'll see. If not Kent, it'll probably be Lawrence or somebody like that. And I think it's even alarming that you've got Sakala on the bench and you don't even give him a shot. Like for Tuesday as well, I just think the whole thing now just isn't going right for some reason. But Kilmarnock obviously started their season last week as well, one each with Dundee United, so probably a game they didn't want to lose, get a point out of it. So they'll be coming here, they'll be confident on past few and us over the past two games. So always tricky against Kilmarnock, home or away.
Definitely, mate. I like the team. I agree with it. Probably the big money signings will come in, make their debuts. Somebody like Davis in there would be good. I wouldn't be against maybe somebody like Arfield starting. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I wouldn't, because the two of them coming in. Do you know what I mean? I could agree with that. Davis coming in on Tuesday, maybe would have just calmed it down, and Arfield would have made the runs and made it difficult. But no, I'm hoping for a reaction, mate. I don't really care who's playing now at this point. Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping for a reaction. Somebody to come out, give us something. And as you say with Fashion, it's a bit concerning. I would like to maybe see Fashion come on, but I could already tell you right now the subs are probably going to be Scott Wright and Scott Arfield probably. That's before the ball's even been kicked. But I wouldn't. I don't. It's just for me. See everything that's going on with McLaughlin, the goalkeeper situation. That was an area where I did believe we needed to bring somebody in. McLaughlin's good enough. I feel like McLaughlin's good enough for the league and what have you. But with Europe, I don't know. But no, I'm backing McLaughlin to be the number one. I hope Gio continues to back him, because can't just drop the guy after one error. I think he needs to be the number one. I don't know how many countless errors McGregor had last season. So I could be unfair on him. Tavernier, the back line I'm happy with. I told her what you said there, and I like the idea of maybe Davis or somebody coming in, because honestly, I thought that was the worst game I've seen for Ryan Jack. I just thought he was absolutely woeful, man. Same with Kamara. I thought Kamara was shocking.
Nah, it needs to be one or the other. It can't be the both of them at the same time.
No, it's just to me, man, how much I miss. I know we sold him when he's away to Premier, but I'm like, how much I miss Jory Boys, man. Really is such a big miss for this team. But no, just hope we come out. I like the attacking option. I mean, Joe, like, you really don't get any other option. I know he says Sakala, but really don't get any other option. But you do, Jack. He's go and get him. Go and get my Greg Stewart back and bring him in the Rangers jersey. It's as simple as that.
I know, man. It's going to be tough. I just hope we go out there and hammer a team. Like I'm just desperate. Like Gio said, he brought all these players in because we wanted to score more goals, and we've scored two goals.
An idea, maybe we could maybe try as well. Maybe try Lawrence up front as well, something like that. Just try something.
I think Lawrence will be more over the left, right, or centre attacking mid. I think Tillman will be maybe the guy that would play up front. To be honest with you,
one of the two of them, I think it could work with one of the two of them. I just think he's got a yell to a shot on him. Give him a chance. Give one of the two of them a chance. But Tillman, I'm seeing so far, I think there's a player in there definitely that'll get unlocked throughout the season. Matondo, I said to you, he feels kind of similar to Kent. Kent first came in with, obviously, with the physicality and what have you. I know with the German league it can be a bit hangry, but is it as physical as over here or whatever? I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but I think he just needs to improve there, but just play the long ball, the boy will chase it all day, do you know what I mean? But I'm just hoping for a reaction, as you say, mate. I'm hoping for a reaction. I'm hoping for the team to come out and blow Kilmarnock away. It will be a difficult side, obviously, but I'm just hoping we come out and we blow them away and we get the job done and we can focus on it Tuesday.
Nah, that's what it's all about. We just need to get another win on the board and go into Tuesday in a good place. Hopefully, with our two best players in contention for the game as well, Morelos and Kent. Hopefully, they'll be back.
So. How much can we rely on two of them? That's another thing that frustrates me as well. It's like either, do you know what I mean? One of them's at the team now, well, it's all on Kent, or if the two of them are out. Do you know what I mean? We look clueless without any of the two.
It just shows you how they're influenced, doesn't it?
So bad with them.
Morelos is somebody like you put him up front and he'll create chances even when the team isn't playing well, which is obviously a big upgrade to Cholak. Kent is just a guy who never stops, never gets his head down, as we saw at the Livingston game. Cross into the box led to the equaliser, and he never lets himself get his head down, and always tries. So I think a bigger miss than everybody would have thought. It was going to be a big task going over there without your two best players, of course, but had to be better, and hopefully it's going to be better on Saturday, and on Tuesday as well. So
Needs to be, mate. It needs to be better because, as I say, that's something that frustrates me. Is you can't rely on the two of them all the time. Do you know what I mean? Some players need to step up. Sometimes we need to play as a team, as a unit, to go through here. But hopefully, mate, hopefully we do the job against Kilmarnock. I'd like to blow Kilmarnock away, make a statement, and then hopefully go through on the Tuesday and into a difficult tie. But whatever happens,
aye, that's it. Just like, got to be positive about it. Hopefully, we can hear more good news for the press conference and that. But aye, that's been the reaction to that horror show in Belgium. And I don't know if I look forward to the game on Saturday, but I look forward to seeing hopefully us getting the result. So until next time, we'll see you later.